Today we are going to discuss about the classification of audiovisual aids. So first category is the visual aids. Visual aids means in which we can see the things. And it is again classified into two categories, that is the projected aids and the non-projected aids. Projected aids means the audiovisual aids which require certain kind of projection, certain kind of mounting on the screen with the help of lens or with the help of mirror. That means the things get reflected and it is projected onto a surface, whether it should be a blank surface, a plain rigid surface, or on the screen. Therefore they are known as projected aids. And non-projected aid means the things which we can easily see without the help of projection. So projected aids contain opaque projectors, slide projectors and film strips, overhead projectors, that is the OHPs, liquid crystal display projectors, and the camera. Non-projected aids, they include graphic aids. Graphic aids means which require certain kind of drawings, certain kind of illustrations. They include cartoons, comic strips, charts, diagrams, flashcards, graphs, maps, photographs, posters, flipbooks, and the textbooks. Second category of non-projected aids is display boards, in which we display the information. They include blackboards, bulletin boards, flannel boards, magnetic boards, PEG boards. And the third category is the three-dimensional aids, where the things are in 3D. 3D, that means we can have the dimension of length, breadth, and width. And they include models, objects, specimens, exhibits, and the puppets. Second category is the audio aids. First was visual aids, second is audio aids. Visual aids we have already discussed, that is it was classified into two, that is projected and non-projected. And now the second is the audio aids, in which we can only listen, in which we can only hear. And the things include the radio, tape recordings, public addressing system, and the language laboratories. Third category is the audio visual aids. That means both we can listen as well as we can see the things. It includes television, video, motion pictures, and the computers. Fourth category is activity aids. Activity aids means in which certain instructions are included and we have to do the things, we have to perform the things, then we learn the things. And it includes computer assisted instructions, demonstrations, dramatics, and the field trips. Let us see one by one. First of all, we will discuss about the visual aids, and that too the first one was projected aids, which require certain kind of projection. So projected aids include opaque projector, slide projectors and film strips, overhead projector, that is the OHP, liquid crystal display projectors, that is the LCD projectors, and the camera. First is the opaque projector. Now, what is this opaque projector? It is the most primitive form of projector which was used in the earlier times. The opaque projector, the projection of real magnified images on a screen directly from the pictures and the drawings on the paper, is called opaque projector. The illustrations or the diagrams can be directly projected onto a screen, and it is done by an optical instrument known as episcope. It consists of a light metal box with slidable lens arranged at the top, and it has a 1000-watt bulb which illuminates the pictures. This bulb illuminates, that means it throws the light on the image and the lens focuses, and the image of the picture is reflected back to the screen. The mirror at 45 degree near the top corner reverses the light reflected from the picture, and the picture is placed on the platform and it is closed. And there is one exhaust fan which helps to blow out the heat. The bulb is switched on, the lens is slided to focus on the image. After showing an explanation, the lamp is switched off and the blower is also switched off. This is an opaque projector. You can see over it. It has a metal body, it has a focusing lens, and it has a place for inserting the images. Using Episcope for classroom. Accurate material must be selected. The material which we want to show to the class, it should be appropriate, it should be well labeled, and it should be clear to the class. Picture should be traced out in tracing paper of size 25 into 25 centimeter. That means if we want to directly project from the textbook, it should be directly done, or it can be traced also with the help of a tracing paper. The pictures are then cut and pasted on a thick chart paper. The traced images are cut in its shape and it is stick on the thick chart paper so that it can be focused. Then the seating arrangement should be semicircular. The classroom arrangement, or the student should, or the listeners should, or the audience should sit in a semicircular way. Why? Because the projectors are behind them, so that easily we can focus these things on the screens which is in front of the listeners. Students should not sit very close to the screen. Why? Because the shadow of the students might fall into the screen. Every picture should be presented with commentary. See, we are using the illustrations or the images, so it needs certain kind of explanation. So whenever we are using this kind of opaque projectors or this kind of slides, we should always have a commentary or explanation on the what is about this slide or the picture is about. There should be background commentary. Advantages of using Episcope is it can project wide range of materials like stamps, coins, and the specimens. See, generally these stamps, coins, and specimens are so small to show it to the class. So we can project it in the screen with the help of these opaque projectors so that everybody can see. It can be used for enlarging the drawing, pictures, and the maps. Since in the textbooks these images are very small in the dimension, so when we project it, it becomes enlarged so everybody can see. It does not require any kind of return or the type material. As in case of LCDs or in case of OHPs, we need to write, but in this thing we doesn't require any kind of typed material. It is simple in operation and it stimulates the attention of the audience. But the disadvantages is it requires careful handling and it needs a dark room for projection. Without dark room, this projection is not visible to the audience. So these are the disadvantages of Episcope. These are the most primitive type of projectors. Next is the slide projection and the film strip. A slide is a still transparency of 70 into 35 into 6 mm of size, which is optically enlarged and projected on screen as the real image. The transparency is of 70 into 35 into 6 mm in size. The film strip is series of sequence slide on a piece of film. As you have seen in the earlier movies, there is a film strip which is in a rolled form, okay, and this is projected. Earlier theaters used to contain this kind of projectors. The slide and the film strips are projected on screen using an optical instrument called film strip projector. And the projector consists of a metal case having a concave reflector and a bulb of 500 or 1000 watt is there, and set of convex lens called condenser to illuminate the slide, and the slidable set of convex lens called objective, which focuses image of the slide on the screen. A metal case is fitted with small exhaust or cooling fan to blow the heat. The film strip is put on the sprocket wheel and free and is connected to knob, which advances the film strip on turning. And nowadays the automatic slide projectors are used, which uses 35 slides only. See, the basic concept of projectors is the same. It contains a metal case, it has an objective lens to focus, it has a mirror to reflect the image, it has a fan to blow off the extra heat produced. The basic concept of all the projectors are the same, but the difference is that as the generation advances, they are more advanced in their features, they are more portable in their features, they are more automatic in their features. The only thing is this difference. Basic concept remains the same. Okay, so we can see the image in the slides. See, this is a film strip or slide projector. You can have a look in the diagram. There is a slide carriage in which the slide is put, then slide projection switch is there, on off switch is there, and the focusing knob is there, and the projection lens is there. One by one the slides are inserted in a sequence and it is focused through the lens. See, this is how it is focused. The sprocket wheel is used to put this projector using film strip projector. The slide projector is placed on the rigid surface. It should be kept on a rigid surface. The screen is placed at the appropriate place so that entire class can see it. The slide carrier is inserted behind the objective lens tube. See here. Okay, there is slide carrier. You can see in the third picture there is slide carrier which is just behind the projection lens. A slide or film strip is put on its carrier. The room is darkened and the cooling fan is switched on, and then the projection bulb. The image is focused on the screen by moving or sliding the objective lens backward and forward. We have already seen how it is focused. The slide is shown and subject matter is explained, and then the slide is removed. One by one we insert the slide and explanation is done and the slide is removed. The next slide is inserted and the slides are presented sequentially, one by one in a sequence. After the lesson, the bulb and the cooling fan is switched off. Once the topic gets over, the lesson gets over, the fan and the bulb is switched off. Now, the preparation of slideshow. All the slides are collected and relevant slides are chosen. As I have already explained that only the correct and the relevant, which is relevant to the topic, slides should be chosen. And these chosen slides are arranged in proper sequence. That means in a one by one sequence. Slides should be stored vertically in cardboard trays. Film strips can be placed in rolled up position in cylindrical containers. You might have seen in the old movies that how these film strips are used to store in large cylindrical containers, that means in rolled form. Each container should be properly labeled, that means what this film strip is about. The content or the topic should be clearly labeled. Advantages of slides. It is simple in operation, easily stored and carried. It is cheap and saves the time as the teacher has not to draw or prepare the graphic aids. The presenter or the teacher does not have to draw the images, okay, because we can simply mount or project the images on the screen and everybody can see to it. Now the OHPs, that is the overhead projectors. The overhead projector produces image on the screen behind and over the head of the teacher. That's why it is known as the overhead projector. That means teacher के सर के ऊपर image जो है वो produce होता है. ठीक है. The difference is that in that both, that is the opaque projector and the film strip, these projectors are placed behind the audience, and the teacher is standing behind the audience, as you can see in this picture. See, the teacher or the presenter is standing behind the audience, but in this overhead projector, we will see in the next slide, the teacher is in front of the audience and the images are produced behind the or over the head of the presenter. In OHP, large size transparencies is kept horizontal, which is illuminated by a condenser lens. The concept is same. There is one condenser lens, there is one mirror to reflect the things, there is one blower to blow off the heat. The final image is produced on the vertical screen with the tilted mirror. And the OHP consists of a metal box with 1000-watt bulb and a concave reflector. The condenser lens illuminates transparency placed on the glass sheet on top of the box. There is a vertical rod by the side of box which carry objective convex lens parallel to the transparencies. I'll show you the image. The plane mirror reflect the image on screen, and the objective lens and mirror can be slided up and down by a knob, and the transparency size can be 25 into 25 centimeter. These transparencies are easily available in any of the stationery shops. The teacher write on the transparency with specially made OHP marker pens. See, this is a OHP, that is overhead projector. Okay, you can see on the second image how the teacher is explaining, and the transparency is kept on the stage of the OHP projector, and in the fifth image you can see the transparency which is used, and in the fourth image you can see how it is kept and how the teacher is pointing to the point which she is or he or she wants to explain. In the third image you can see how it is focused on the white board or the white screen. These are the parts of OHP projector. There is one lens head, there is mirror tightening knob, there is arm, there is focus knob, there is support post to support the mirror, power cord where we attach the power cord, then lid release, power switch, lamp charger, and this stage glass where the transparency is kept. The lamp and the reflector are inside this metal box. And the mirror you can see over it, we tilt this mirror to focus the image. Now, the advantages of OHP. OHP can project large number of materials like diagrams and the graphs. We can project large number of images with the help of OHPs. Transparencies can be reused. Once the transparencies has been made, it can be reused for the further classes also. The teacher is facing the students while using the OHP. In other projectors, what was the disadvantage? The teacher was standing behind the audience, but in this type, the teacher is facing the students, and it is convenient in use. Lectures can be supported with the help of illustrations. When the teacher is giving the lectures, it can be supported with the help of diagrams which can be drawn and which is drawn in the transparencies and projected on the screen. OHPs can be used in normally lighted rooms. In the other projectors, dark rooms were required, but we can use this OHPs in normally lighted room also. Students can take down the notes. OHP allows progressive disclosure to develop lesson in a sequential step. We can move forward in a step-by-step sequence. Precautions while using the OHP. The bulb should not be kept on for a long time. If we are conducting any class or we are giving lectures, the bulb should be, there is one switch on and off button. It should be frequently switched on and off in a frequency of 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, what will happen? The filament may break because of the overheating. So bulb should be switched off after every 5 to 10 minutes of use of projector. OHP should not be shifted when the bulb is on, as the filament of the bulb may break. If you want to take this OHP into another classroom or somewhere else, it should always be first switched off and then only it should be carried. Otherwise, there is danger of breaking the filament of the bulb. OHP should not be kept low. It should be always placed on a rigid surface, and it should be always placed in a high area, that means elevated surface, not in the floor. So this was about the OHP. I will be giving certain instructions that should be followed while making the transparency. Transparencies are nothing but they are thin film strips which is easily available in the stationaries. So while using these transparencies, certain things should be kept in mind. These transparencies should always be written with the help of OHP markers which are available. Different color of OHP markers can be used for writing the heading and for writing the inside content. And this content should be written in capital letters. And next thing is what the thing we want to explain, that thing should be pointed out with the help of a pointer while explaining to the audience. And only those part which we are explaining, it should be exposed. Rest things should be kept hidden, or it should be kept closed, okay, with the help of a piece of paper or anything. Only the thing which we are explaining to the audience, it should be exposed. Rest things should be concealed. Proper border should be given to the transparencies, and it should be written in capital letters, and there should be proper space between the two lines. We can use different colored marker pens for drawing the images. Next is the LCD projectors. Now, these are the most advanced type of projectors. In this, videos can also be seen. Okay, so it is a type of video projector for displaying video images on a screen or flat surface. It was first invented by Jean Dolgoff in 1984. There are three types of LCD projectors, that is ultra light portable projectors, conference room projectors, and the fixed installation projectors. See, this is an LCD projector with its display screen. You can see over it wall mounted projector, that means which is fixed in the ceiling or in a place where it is fixed, like we can observe in the conference halls of certain institutions, it is fixed there. Then conference room projectors for conducting conferences, and ultra light portable projectors which is very light to carry. These are the parts of a LCD projector. It contains focus lever, zoom lever, projection lens, air outlet port, adjustable feet for adjusting the height of the projector so that we can get a proper distance to focus on the screen. Then power buttons, lamp indicator, warning indicator, menu buttons, auto setup buttons, enter buttons, and the arrow buttons for the navigation. This is the behind, means the back side of the LCD projector. Here it is given where to put the cables, because it requires the help of computers to connect and then start the sessions, because we have to prepare the PowerPoint presentation in the computers and then it is connected with this LCD projector. So these are the ports given where we can insert the cables for the computers or the laptops, or we can also connect the speakers if we are using any kind of video. So this shows various kinds of port for inserting the lids. Okay, we can also use the pen drives, or we can also use the speakers. We can also connect it with other devices. So guidelines for using the LCD projector. The projecting surface should be neutral colored. That means the screen should be neutral color and the best color is white. It should be placed at least 5 to 15 feet away from projection screen, either permanently ceiling fixed or placed on stable surface. It should not be placed low lying. It should always be placed on a rigid surface, at least 5 to 15 feet away. The cable of the computer or the laptop should be connected at the back of the LCD projection screen. See the port, you can see over here where it is shown. Okay. Then the power cable should be connected, the lens cap should be removed, and the power button should be switched on. The computer or the laptop should be started, because the PowerPoint presentations are in the computer only. The projection should be adjusted by manipulating the foot of the projector on bottom, at front and back. As I have already discussed, those foot of the projector helps us to adjust the distance so that we can make it more clear. The projection can be made more focused. To shut off the LCD projector, power button should be pressed, and there are several additional ports to connect camera, VCR and the DVD, which we have already seen in this diagram. Okay, we can also connect the speakers also. Now, guidelines for using the PowerPoint presentation. How this PowerPoint presentation should be made. Limited information should be on single topic. That means this PowerPoint presentation, there should be limited information. Rest of all should be in the explanation of the presenter. Short phrases should be used. Then pictures, drawings and illustrations should be used. That means the theoretical content should be less and more pictures and the drawings should be used. And avoid overuse of multiple colors. We should not use so many colors in the PowerPoint presentation. Use of rule of 6 into 6, that is 6 lines of text and 6 words per line. 6 lines and 6 words per line, so that it is more clear. Minimum of 36 font size for slide title and 24 points for the body text. That means the size of the words should be at least 36 font for the titles, for the headings, and 24 for the inner text. Significant text should be used in bold or the italics. If you want to convey, if the information is somewhat important or somewhat different, it should be highlighted with the help of bold or with the help of italics. Now, the advantages of LCD projector is that we can use videos also, isn't it? Slideshow and videos can be used simultaneously, and it is very interesting. Forward and backward can be easily used. If we have doubt in any of the content, we can go back to the previous slide, which is not possible in case of opaque projectors or the film strip, because it is in a sequential way. Once it is used and it is removed, so we cannot easily go back to the previous slide, which is possible with the help of LCD projector. Now, the limitation or the disadvantages of LCD projector is it is expensive. It is quite expensive. The teachers require technical skills of computer and the PowerPoint presentation. The one who is presenting the things should have a very good knowledge about the computers, because we have to use the computers for making the PowerPoint presentation, as well as the knowledge of where to connect the cable, how to connect the cable, where is the switch on off button, where we can manipulate the things, how we can connect the speakers, how we can connect the cameras to the LCD projectors. All these things that presenter should know. There may be technical failure which occurs due to the power failure, because it is completely dependent on the electricity. So when there is power failure, our presentations might affect. These are the disadvantages of LCD projector. Next is the camera. You people are very much aware of the cameras, because you people use it frequently, isn't it? Front camera, back camera. So you doesn't need any kind of elaborate explanation. Everybody knows. But let us see what it is. It is electromechanical device capable of recording and storage of still or movable things. We can take picture of the still, that means which is not movable, or the movable things. The emergence of digital camera has influenced use of camera in medical and nursing education, because any image can be obtained and used for teaching. That means if we want to use certain type of images, we can have a real picture of that thing. That means if we want to know how the Kwashiorkor the child with Kwashiorkor looks like, or the child with marasmus looks like, we have a real image. We can have a real image with the help of camera, with all those features which we study in book. Example, a surgeon may take few images of a rare surgery. Like if the surgeon is performing any kind of rare surgery, the pictures can be obtained and it can be referred for study in the further times. Using camera for obtaining images of advanced nursing procedure. If we want to capture the images of advanced nursing procedure like CPR, like inserting the ET tube or inserting the Ryle's tube, we can have images of the procedure. Educational uses of camera. Camera can improve the teaching presentation by adding images obtained through the camera. Rare clinical issues may be obtained and published. As I have already discussed, if there is some rare case which is very few, or which we obtain very few images in books, so we can have these pictures which is obtained by the camera, and it can be studied and can be used further for the detailed study. Recording sequence of events in the science experiments. Recognition of achievements. If we have achieved something, if we have received some kind of recognition, some kind of awards from anyone, so we can have the picture of it. Providing close-ups, macro or micro view of objects, plants and the animals. If we want to have a very sharp view and large view, or very small view, that means magnified, as well as the tiny parts can be observed with the help of these pictures captured by the camera. Presentation can be enhanced by including the current relevant pictures. The current scenario of anything can be represented with the captured images. This is a camera. You can see over it. The third image is of a primitive camera in which there was this film strip kind of thing. If you people remember, there was 36 reel. Nowadays, digital cameras are there. So there is a shutter button, there is lens, there is main dial, there is flash button, lens focus mode switch, lens release button, view finder, cross keys to navigate, and there is power switch. So this was all about the projected aids.